Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all the people who have joined new at the DigiPay Saudi Summit. Please do visit our networking lounge to interact with the industry stewards and sponsors. Moving on to the next very interesting session, digital payments, the way forward in the FMCG industry. For our next session, I would like to introduce Mr. Khalil Yassin, the Vice President, Customer Development and Operations, Arabia, and Capabilities of MENA. Khalil is a seasoned leader with specific expertise in turning around businesses in the D&E markets. Khalil holds an executive MBA from Lebanese American University, and he has been with Unilever since 1999 and has worked across a variety of functions, including customer development and general management in countries such as Singapore, Thailand, Levant, and GCC over the last 21 years. Khalil, I welcome you on behalf of Khaleej Times to the DigiPay Saudi, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Mitsu. It's a great pleasure and privilege being with you today. And allow me if I can really share my screen.
Yes, please.
Okay, so a very good afternoon to all of you. It's a really great pleasure having me with you all today and privileged to really talk about certain things, okay, which is really become essential in our day-to-day, which is about the digital payments in FMCG business. I'm coming from a background, pure FMCG business. I've been working with Unilever over the past 21 years. And to start with, I would like to really have and share with you the context first of all, and then we move to the agenda of today. Since it's been allocated for me 20 minutes, I will try my best to be precise, concise, and please apologize if there is any disruptions because we are operating and working from home. First of all, I would like to say that's really noticeably changed in Saudi Arabia, where this is my second assignment in Saudi, which is in 2018, where the first assignment was in year of 2000s. Over the last 18 years is the transformation. It has really impressed me and really has helped us to really grow the business further, even in the global economy turn down. Saudi, under the leadership and the 2030 vision, has really contributed a lot, not only to the Saudis citizens or the people who lives in Saudi, but also to the region and also to the global. Why I'm saying that? Because we are in FMCG business. When we come to any country, we try to really understand, okay, certain microeconomics data, which will help us to really identify the opportunities in every country. But Saudi is the most largest country in Arabian and also in the Arab world. And the land space is 2/3 of India. So it is around 1.7 or it's around 2 billion, okay, square meters. And also when it comes to the population is around 34 million, okay, which is 2.5% of India. But I would say is that GDP per capita in Saudi Arabia is 56 versus India $1,900. Why we are saying that? Because indexing and benchmarking, it's also relative indexing. It's helping us to really seize the future and the potential of the country. It's a median age is 30, but also we consider this market is very young, okay, and evolving very fast in terms of the as a society. I would like to really share with you something which has happened, okay, with us, which is related to the digital transformation, okay, in Saudi. Due post-COVID, pre-COVID and during COVID, because still COVID is still in. But let me really structure the presentation in a very simple way. We're gonna go into three areas. The first one, we're gonna go through overview on digital payments in KSA. Then we'll move to the 2030 vision, okay, which is cashless society, which is embedded in the everyone in Saudi leadership to drive it ruthlessly and also with a full speed. And then we'll look to the key drivers to move the trend in FMCG. And last but not least, we're going to talk about predicting on the FMCG digital payments. And the last we'll leave for Q&A. So if we look to the digital payments in Saudi Arabia, yes, it is very clear, okay, for us is we have characterized them into two buckets, and the one is digital e-commerce, and the other one is mobile POS and the wallets. But also, if you look traditionally, Saudi Arabia, okay, where a pure cash, okay, and check in terms of the transactions, which is happening, okay, in the trade. And the evolvements is happening today. We can call even now the digital e-commerce or the digital commerce has become a traditional way, okay, which is we have the internet banking like Sadat and the debit cards and the credit cards, which is this is become as part of the day-to-day of everyone in Saudi. However, when we look to the data in Saudi, we have seen is only 72% of total population, they are really holding a bank account. And the penetration of the credit card, it is around 21% for the males and 8% for the females. So this is give you an indications that there is a huge work to be done in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on driving the vision of 2030 forwards. But when we look to the other side of the story, which is related, to the wallet, which is a mobile wallet, which is evolving very fast, which is we look here is the regional wallets, which is Noon or Kareem. And we look here also the global wallets when it comes to the GPay or the PayPal. Those are becoming also, it is part of the digital payments. But interesting, to see the STC, which is digital banking, it's really becoming as a disruptive, in Saudi Arabia. It's, I think in the coming 1 month, they will be disrupting the entire banking sector, with the digital banks, which is how they will digitize, and they will come out with the cards. And you see how is really this market is evolving very fast, into digital payments. And when we talk about digital payments, it's everything, with no transactions hand by cash. It's everything. It should be, and it can. It's only on digital platforms. And let's really look here into the Vision 2030 of Saudi. It is very clear is the vision, which is really set a very clear and measurable KPIs, and targets. And we talk about the transactions, which is to the cashless society is very clear 70%. And as today, in 2019 is recorded 36 versus the target was for that year in 2020, 28. So we can see is COVID has really helped, to really increase the number of the transactions, which is less in terms of managing the businesses with the cash methods. And the other thing when we talk about, and this is which is related to the payments in general, where is trust in payment terms in e-payments, 82%, which is a big number. That's people they really trust, the e-payments, method, which is this has been supported by Saudi Arabia monetary authorities, where they have a great robust regulations, and the transparency plus also the security, which with the infrastructure has really helped to build up this consumer confidence with the sandbox initiatives. So 31 of the total share of the digital payments in Saudi was by credit cards, which is a good progress is been happening. And I can see that this digital payments, okay, will go at a higher pace, okay, and growing faster in the coming few years. When we look to the key drivers, which is really how to move, okay, to move to the digital pay, is we look at it from four aspects and our four pillars. The first one is we look at it is when it comes to the microeconomics. Yes, GDP. Saudi has also a GDP which is 1.7 trillion, which is also is the second largest oil producers in the world. And COVID has really changed and shift a certain space demands, and also shift also the channel, the way how is the consumer is really behaving. The other thing, which is governments, okay, investments, okay, in housing and infrastructure, it is one of the great examples of how to really provide a proper infrastructure, which is will help the vision, and this is a driver to really help to move the digital pay. Infrastructure here we talk about the technology, and also we talk about the digital when we talk about the sandbox, which has helped to increase the penetration, and also enforcements, okay, which is recently, okay, last few months, the government imposed a rule that every retailer they should have a BOS terminal, which is this is can help to really drive the digital payments furthermore. And when we look to the businesses and we talk here retail business, okay, we talk about it is really noticeably shown a huge change in terms of how the shift happening from offline to online, and the enforcement to use the e-payments, okay, to complete the transactions. And we have seen also in Saudi Arabia how is retailer, okay, like in Nahdi or Banda, okay, their e-commerce businesses, okay, has grown by 200%. And so many companies, okay, in Saudi Arabia, entrepreneurial has come out with the platforms, okay, on B2B, and the changes is happening in a very fast, in very fast pace. So sorry. Consumer in general, okay, it is the heart of the transactions, okay, is noticeably, okay, and COVID has really build the confidence in the e-commerce and the platforms which is they are using. And also because there is a change in lifestyle, and the all initiatives which it's been happening in Saudi Arabia has really helped, okay, to really move into the digital pay, and also the migrations and also the modernizations is happening, moving from small cities to the large cities also has helped. Sorry. So moving forwards, okay, in digital pay, yes, it is a globally, it is one of the fastest growing businesses in general. And also it is very essential for governments to really drive it. Just yesterday I read that the Indian governments also they have built a vision on digital payments, okay, which is to push up the digital transactions by 15% of the total GDP, which is a huge. And we look also the vision of a 2030 here in Saudi, okay, which is really is become essential for us to really support and help to reach the 70% achievements. Next, sorry, something wrong. Okay. Now, what about the trend, okay, and which is an FMCG context in Saudi Arabia? We look at it from six angles. The first one is the e-commerce transformation, okay, which is this is all the companies in Saudi Arabia, okay, they become obsessed on how to really relook into their current business model and how they become a future fit, okay, to really cope with the digital transformation and the e-commerce world, especially when we talk about the e-route to markets, okay, which is this is coming as part of the B2B business. And when we look also the D2C models, okay, it's fast adaptations and also so many companies, they come out with their own platforms, okay, to really service the consumer directly and also looking to the right fulfillments, okay, and the last mile where they can really meet the expectation of their customers and consumer. Niche and essentials also, it's changing the demand space because you won't see everything on the offline stores, but also online stores giving you an additional offering where is the search and it will end up with the transactions with the e-payments. Tapping on the new segments, okay, which is this is where if you look at it from the age, okay, where a segment that are 45 years plus, okay, who weren't adapting to the digital, but you can see them today with the when we had the COVID and we locked down, is everyone forced, okay, to use and experiment, okay, the e-payments, okay, to complete the transactions for the merchandise of the goods he or she buying. Demand spikes, yes, it is increase in the e-commerce, okay, and especially the easements happen of the lockdown. And the last is we look at it from sustainability. We look at it is from an area which is, imagine the transaction which happen in e-commerce. And this is, I give you one example here, is that it will be a hassle-free and no paper use. And this is can save also a lot of trees around the world. And so many examples, okay, can be come under sustainability, which is the paperless uses of paper, but also I look at it from driving sustainability in the transactions, which is the cash in and the cash out of the countries, okay, will be tracked, okay, and traceable, okay, in a way which is can build up a future and predict, okay, a certain budget required, okay, to really set your strategies in the businesses. And the last one we talk about is the COVID disruptions and how we really predict, okay, is the businesses in FMCG through the digital payments, okay, and here we say is the e-commerce, okay, platforms will ease, okay, the cash on delivery. Most of the platforms, I would say, they used to have a cash on delivery, so consumers before COVID they were more comfortable on giving the cash, but during the COVID time is people have moved, okay, 100%, okay, I would say, into the digital payments. So there is no cash exchange between the buyer and the seller. And also it has helped to speed this one. Physical retail reduce branch and increase the dark stores. For example, here when we talk about the dark store is like hunger station where the consumer cannot really physically come in, but only the people who delivery team who can really come into this. And we can see this one, it will evolve and it will be increased in the coming years. And increase investment behind the e-commerce platforms. Most of the companies, okay, now they are really putting a huge investment in the e-commerce. And we have so many examples around the region, okay, how is Nahdi and how is Panda, how is Benzagar, how is Unilever, okay, they start investing in platforms which is can cater, okay, and really be on the wave of riding the wave of the e-commerce businesses. Build last mile fulfillment capability. It's always this is the challenge, because if you don't really come out with a supply chain solution end to end when it comes to the fulfillments, okay, and picking, packing, and last mile, it will reduce, okay, and it become a bit challenge on how to speed it further more in Saudi. But noticeably also we have seen a certain companies, they start acquiring and building a new infrastructure to really come into a league and solve out this major challenge, which is it's across all the globe, but it's vary from place to place. When it comes to reduce the salesman capacity and increase e-commerce B2B readiness, I would say is imagine that you have 100 salesmen, okay, servicing a grocery, and if you convert those whose retailers into B2B platforms, the amount of saving on a salespeople, okay, and avoiding, okay, any disruption, okay, in delivery and in services will be really having a major positive impact on most of the FMCG businesses. And for us as Unilever, is this is one of our strategic threats, okay, to really drive it ruthlessly, and also to ensure that this is will become as an engine for growth, and also reduce the cost service, okay, which is essential for us to re-inject this money and invest it in an area which is really consumer would love us to have. And incentivizing the digital payment consumer adaptation, I think it is I have seen it in Saudi, and I really love it, to be honest with you. When you look to Nilkati and you go to Mobile or STC, okay, they reward you when you pay through the transactions. When you have your own credit cards, okay, with so many banks in Saudi, you will end up being rewarded, okay, and this rewarding, okay, it will be converted into the points, and points, okay, will be converted into a service or into a product which you love to really have. So that's it is at a nutshell from my side, Michu, and I will be great to really hear any question or further clarifications, and apologies if I have not fulfilled all yours. Uh,
No, no, Mr. Khalil, it was a fantastic presentation, and I do have some very interesting questions. I will read out the first one to you, and the first question is: impact has B2B digital payments? So, what impact does B2B digital payments have had on Unilever's supply chain?
okay. I would really bring this questions only into Saudi. And looking to the B2B business, it is something which is still evolving in Saudi. Still, the transactions in terms between the retailer and the vendor is happening through checks. It's happening through what they call it, Wi-Fi, Swift transactions. Okay, so it wasn't really a major impact to us, but we see it as Unilever. This is will come. So this is why we are preparing ourselves, okay, on how to really convert, okay, our customers into B2B platforms, because certain during a lockdown, okay, there were a certain challenges which we were not able to service our customers. So imagine if we were prepared and had the platforms ready, so it would have done in a few clicks, and then we will be able to service it. And part of the platforms, the payment method, okay, will be there, okay, and this is a big ticket, okay, which is we are working on. But for sure it has impacted us for a period of time of the, especially for during the lockdown period, where certain area we couldn't really fulfill the needs of our customers.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Khalil. We do have 2 minutes and we have one question. The concept of touch and feel with some of the products in the retail segment, do you think that trend will shift towards buy and save with the current digital mode of buying? In short, do you think customers will prioritize more on value of money than spent on the quality of the product?
See, there is a shift is happening globally, and I will go back again to Saudi Arabia. Okay, there is two or three things I would say. There is a behavior change in consumer and shoppers. One is very clear. There is a shift in demand space, and demand space is noticeably is hygiene. Okay, segments. Okay, is become more important to the consumer, and they will not really compromise on the quality of that. And another value, okay, another shift, which is value for money, which is how you can get acceptable good products, okay, but at the right price, which is affordable. So this is one. And also we have seen also there is a behavior change in terms of from offline to online, because I think it has been very easy for them to shop online, and also it is protecting them to go out, okay, and the hassle of the traffic or avoiding, contacting other people, okay. So from safety point of view, I think this shift. The last one, it is people seeking, okay, consumers seeking for convenience, okay, and this has become also it's is a clear shift is happening in Saudi. In nutshell, is still there is a seekers for value for money, there is a seekers for niche products, and also there is a shift happening online, okay, where it's creating for them the convenience.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Khalil. There are some more questions. I will send you the questions and you can let me know the answers, and I will send it to everyone else in the chat box. And I thank you very much for this very informative session. And to all the delegates, thank you very much for attending. I would request you to now move to the next session, which is security a concern for digital payments? And thank you very much for attending, everyone. And thank
Thank you very much.
you, Mr. Khalil.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Wish you all a lovely, great day ahead. Bye bye.
Thank you.